You know what? I'm changing my pick right now. Like, now that I think about it, yeah, Botswana's going to win. Shoot, South Africa might
win. Yeah.
This is probably the weakest 4x4 team that USA has sent for an outdoor championship in a while. Grant going to slide all the way to third?
Bro, he might get fourth. After this, if he could go out there and run 12 sub 90, there will be a legitimate conversation for Cordell Tinch being the new face of the hurdle.
All right. I don't think it's going to be close at all. I think that Melissa Jefferson is going to be putting belt to ass on Julien Alfred, and it's not going to be even close this entire race.
We love Sydney. We've loved Sydney since 2016. She was in high school, oh my gosh, y'all, Sydney can long jump. Sydney can do the 100 hurdles. Sydney can run the 200. Oh, she could do anything. She's the best athlete in the world. Sydney McLaughlin entered this season with the goal, I want to break the American record in the 400. Salwa Eid Naser and Paulino run the American record for lunch.
If the USA women's 4x1 doesn't break the world record, then I'd say it's a failure for them. Because
out of all of my picks for all the events, like, I felt the most uncertainty with picking Jacory to win. You are the top guy. Like, you are the one that's being hunted. You've been doing hunting for your whole career.
Welcome back. Another episode, Track World News Podcast. Your host, Colin Waitsman, here with our esteemed co-host, Mr. Noah Williams. Noah, how you doing today, brother?
Hey, blessed and highly favored as always, brother. We finally got the championships right at our fingertips, bro. I'm super excited. NFL Sunday as well as we're shooting this, but I'm feeling great, brother. How are you?
I'm doing good. Yeah, it's nice for myself. Got Worlds, love the championship season. So everything that we've been talking about for the last, since January, really, finally coming to fruition. 9 months in the making. This is what we're here for. This is the whole point. So excited to have it finally be here. It feels like the season's been longer than it's ever been, really. So it's nice to finally get it going.
Yeah, I feel like it's always been, Worlds is in September. Like, we'll think about it in September. We'll think about it then, and like, we're finally here. So, like you said, long season, bro. But this end cap should be beautiful, bro. We're geared and ready for some upsets and some legendary performances.
100%. It's cool seeing they've got seen some of like the training footage that's been going around. I'm sure you've seen some of the handoffs and the warm-ups and people getting ready. So it's nice to see how we're finally getting things started, man. So I mean, let's jump into it. I'm sure everyone's been wondering some of our predictions. We'll get a lot of hate comments and everyone else, but I encourage people in the comments, drop your predictions instead of just saying, "Oh my God, your guys suck." Let's hear what you've got. Let's hear how, and then we'll compare notes after the championship in our recap. So we'll see how that goes. But let's get things started off with the men's 100. So for those of you that this is your first ever predictions episode. The way that we'll do things. I've got my top 3 predictions for an event. Noah has his top 3 predictions for his event. We'll go men, then women, men, then women, men, then women for the sprints and the relays. We have not shared with each other our notes, so if they so happen to be similar, it is by coincidence, I promise. But let's get it started. Noah, you want to start us off with the men's 100?
Absolutely. And to preface the list, to furthermore speak on what you had said, I get a lot of flack for my picks. Y'all come to my streams and tell me how bad they are, only for the following week for 70% of these picks to be very much valid. So if you don't like the picks, you can let us know, but just be patient. Let us cook, okay? Just let us cook a little bit. So with that, men's 100 meters. Are we starting with 1 or are we starting with 3? How you want to do this?
You want to start with 3 and then go to 1.
Start with 3. Okay. Third place. His first world bronze in 100 meter, Kishane Thompson. Second, Noah Lyles. And the gold medalist in the 100 meter this year is none other than my Jamaican friend, Oblique Seville.
All right, yeah, you're going to have to talk about that.
All right, we can talk about it, bro.
Yeah,
let me hear what you got.
I've got same people, different position. I've got third place, Oblique Seville. Second place, Kishane Thompson, and repeating for his third 100-meter world title in a row, Mr. Noah Lyles coming through.
All right.
So you got Oblique Seville for the first time in his life, finally beating someone winning in a championship.
Yes.
Why? I need to know why.
This season is like no other for Oblique Seville. Yes, he's ran fast for the last 4 years, 3-4 years. He beat Noah, who would be his second or his best competitor, and he gapped the shit out of Noah last month. He did it in the month of August. That's kind of what really popped off the screen to me. And when he beat Noah in the rain, he put a 9.8 and gapped the shit out of him. That's like an insurmountable lead that he built on Noah. The way he's firing, the way he's popping right now, is like there's no other competitor to him that can match that intensity that he's coming out with right now. Now, his kryptonite right now is Kishane. When they line up head-to-head, Kishane consistently has been getting the better of Oblique. But I think this is the championship that he overcomes Kishane. Maybe 2024, he really was dealing with a hamstring. Maybe it wasn't he was folding. It was just an injury that he was dealing with and working through. But this year, obviously, he's had Noah's number. And Kishane is the last one on that list. But I think he edges out both of those guys.
So for me, I'd say no. Like one with Oblique Seville, I haven't seen anything in a championship that leads me to believe that that's how you're going to perform in like when it matters the most. Yes, you're right. He's beaten Noah twice this year. What was the same about both of those times that he beat him? There's only one race that you had to do. I think that Oblique does very, very well when there's one race that you have to do on the day of I'm going to get in and then I'm going to get out and that's it. I think he does very well there. Where he struggles is when it comes to the rounds. That's where he isn't the same guy in the final as we see in the semi or in the prelim or in the regular season. And it just reminds me a lot of just like Asafa Powell right now. Like I get a lot of Asafa Powell from Oblique Seville, which isn't a terrible comparison. I mean, to be one of the greatest, sprinters of all time, sure. But what was his kryptonite? His kryptonite was the championships. And I haven't seen that peak from him. Now, this could be his, where he establishes himself there, but I just don't see it. And Kishane, his kryptonite has been Noah Lyles of going up against him. And he opened up his season late. And when you look at how Noah performed at USA's, what was it last year? I think when he ran 10-0 last year at US Championship. So he's ahead of schedule for this year going into it. I feel it's going to be really hard for anyone to go out and beat him in the 100 this year. Oh yeah,
it's going to be incredibly difficult to beat Noah in 100 or 200. Doesn't matter if he's on the track; it's going to be hard to beat him. I can't get that gap, the image of that gap that Oblique put on Noah. I can't get that image out of my head. And you might have some solid points there, especially with the rounds and his natural kryptonite potentially being championship meets. You're not far off. And Noah is such a hard athlete to beat. Obviously, I can see him winning. And it's tough, freaking tough to bet against Noah. But that's the way I decided to play my hand this year.
So do you think it's going to be like, let's assume conditions are good there. What do you think the time's going to be? Because you got the guy that's the world lead who's ran the fastest time in a decade coming in third place at the World Championships. So what time do you think is going to get dropped at this championship?
Could be faster, but I want to say 980 wins.
Like 9.8 flat?
Yeah, 980 probably wins this race.
Okay. I was thinking somewhere around the 977 range, something like that. I think that they're going to get a little fast. So why I need to hear more about this Kishane third place thing. I feel like that's a pretty significant drop from where he's been performing this entire year.
Yeah. So I think Kishane is racing to beat Noah. And if you're racing to beat Noah, you're racing to win a gold medal, obviously. But I think Noah is such a particular runner in the sense that we all kind of know how his race model goes, whether it's 100 or 200. Like he's looking to lean into that top end speed and you kind of losing your shit in beating you, the last 15, 20 meters. Now, this ain't to say Kishane might get out in first, but just off him knowing that and Noah, in my opinion, being Kishane's kryptonite, I can see him getting tight and I can see him losing not first position, but also second position and finishing in third. That's kind of the way that I see it playing out. More so from a psychological side, holding Kishane back.
Yeah, I kind of see a similar thing there. And it's like with in the 200, because, or not just in the 200, even in the 100, because I think a similar guy that sees it the same of I want to beat Noah is Kenny, where it's like, I want to beat Noah, where it's like, that is your goal. And when that's your goal, it's and you're focused so much on beating an individual person on a race, you can sacrifice some of the things that can help you actually get there. So instead of I'm running my race, it's no, I'm running a race that I think can beat someone else. And we've seen how his form can tighten up towards the tail end of these races. And when it comes to the championships, excuse me, the people that tend to perform the best in my opinion are the ones that are strong finishers, not just the big, the people that start off really well, which can lead to where he's not going to perform at a top level. So yeah, I can see that. Is there anyone who would you say, so we both are the same three people. If we were to, who would you say is the biggest dark horse of someone neither of us picked that you think could get in these in this medal contention here?
Probably Kenny.
Kenny as the biggest dark horse for you. Okay.
Yeah, probably Kenny.
Why?
I mean, he's ran 9.7, I believe, this year, or 9.8 low. Obviously the talent is there, and Kenny is a championship performer by all means. Like, I don't think that Kenny is a folder. I don't think he's a seller. I don't think he's soft on the track, like by any means at all. And talent wise, I think he's right there with those guys. I wouldn't be surprised if he could even edge somebody and get a medal. And I think as inconsistent as he's been this year, I would also throw Zarnell Hughes in the mix.
That was going to be my person. I was going to pick Zarnell Hughes. I think he's done well at some championships. Like, and he always finds his way in the final. And if you're in that final, you've got a good shot at being able to do it. So I was going to pick that same person. Yeah.
Interesting. Neither of us mentioned Akani Simbine. What's good? Because early season, April, May, bro, we were lit about Akani Simbine. So what happened there?
Yeah, Akani Simbine is a regular season merchant. Like, that's what he's like. It's the fact. Sorry to call it what it is, but he does very well in the regular season. There's a couple people that I never have faith in when it comes to the championship. One is Akani Simbine, and the other one is Marie-Jose Toulouse Smith. Those are two people that I never have any faith in when it comes to a championship, no matter what. Because like, you are great, you will get to the final, but you're not going to medal. Like, you'll run really well in the regular season early when it doesn't matter. But then the second that the blights are the largest, it's not going to work. And it's fine. Like, everyone's got their own thing that they're good at. And that's what you're good at. And that's why I don't have faith in Akani Simbine.
Stand on it, Colin. Hey, as you were talking, I kind of was trying to think of like an NBA comp. And I don't want to give him James Harden because James Harden was like the MVP of the league. So I'll give him like 2022 Brad Beal, like incredible regular season numbers, but like it just turned into nothingness come postseason time. Like, no disrespect at all, but y'all watch the show. Y'all know I love doing NBA comps. So I had to do an NBA comp for Akani Simbine.
Bradley Beal's actually an incredible comparison there. So there you go. Good work. You had to come up from my my Tim Duncan one. What was that, 2 weeks ago or whatever it was?
Yeah, I don't know. Who was Tim Duncan and Akani Simbine? Was that the comp?
No. We said the difference between who was it? Who were we comparing Tim? Oh, it was like Melissa Jefferson, I think.
Okay, that's a good comp. That was a fire comp. That was fire. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's get into the women's 100 I guess I can start this one off here. Coming in third place, I've got TT Terry. In second place, I've got Julien Alfred. And then our champion is going to be Miss Melissa Jefferson-Wooden, bringing home the 100-meter gold.
Okay. I'm not mad at it, but I do want to hear about this third place take. But I'm going to go ahead with mine.
Okay.
Third, I have Tina Clayton. Second, I have Julien Alfred. And first, I also have Melissa Jefferson.
All right. So you got switching up our third place performance. Yeah. So what do you want to hear? What do you want to hear about my third place person?
So first, reasoning for why TT, because obviously TT's in contention. And then second, like, what do you think that third? What is it going to take to get third as a time?
Yeah. So right now, well, for TT, I'd say because she was if I'm trying to remember it correctly, she's the one that's now subbing in for Aaliyah Hobbs. Am I right? Because when Aaliyah Hobbs dropped out, because we lost Aaliyah and we lost Gabby Thomas in the 200. I'm very certain that she's the one that was the fourth place one. Am I right? Yeah, she was. She is. She was the fourth place performer. So she's now in it because of it. So the reason I've got TT there is she's been someone that performs in the so she's like the exact opposite of like Akane Simbine and Rihose Tolu, in my opinion, where her regular seasons are not good. Like, she does not perform well in the regular season. She performs good enough to get to the meets that she needs to get to. And then she like balls out in the championship and performs way above where you would assume her to be based in the entire year. And so she also is in right now the best coaching group for the 100 meters for women's sprints in the entire world. Her group is the best that there is. You've got former world champions, you've got, the fastest, the entire 4x1 is coming from your camp. So like the level of competitiveness that she has is significantly higher than any other group in the entire world right now. And so I think when you combine the fact that she has championship acumen, she shows up when it matters, even when it's way over where she normally would, that's going to be helpful. And then I also have that feeling of when you now are in when you weren't expecting to be in, you've got like another it gives you like another life, like another breath. You're like, oh man, I didn't think I was going to be on this individual team. I now have it. Oh man, now I'm playing with house money here. So that pressure kind of goes off a little bit. So that's why I've got her coming in third. And then for what I think it's going to you're going to need to do to get into third, we're probably talking somewhere in like the 9-8 low.
10-8.
Sorry, 10-8. Sorry, 10-8 would have been crazy. 10-8 low.
Yeah.
Probably like anywhere from 10-8-0 to maybe 10-8-3 is probably going to be where it's going to be. So she'll need to put through a season's best, but that's where I'm thinking it's probably going to be for her.
Yeah, I would say I was thinking around the same range. I was thinking, maybe a little slower. I was thinking like 10-82 to 10-86. Okay. But nonetheless, fair point with TT. I think she's definitely a playoff riser or a championship riser. But the athlete I would be most excited to see contend if we were to do like a dark horse for the women's 100 would be Kayla White. Like Kayla White ran a hell of a 100 at the U.S. Championships. I want to say it was 10. She ran 10-8, maybe 10-86, 10-8-4. Okay, cool. Yeah. So she's obviously in the mix, and she beat TT at that meet. She's made a lot of strides as an athlete. She's traditionally been known as a 200-meter runner, but the way she's gotten her start together this year is really impressive. So definitely I would put Kayla in contention. And I think as far as winning, I think the winning time is going to be like 10:68, bro. Like potentially faster than that. Like this is going to be a very fast final. Like this is going to be top three best finals of the whole meet.
So world lead is 10:65 from Melissa. Are we getting a world lead or 10:68 is still flying? Like getting into 10:6 is still flying. Do you think it'll take a world lead to win this, or it'll just be right around there?
It'll be right around there. It's going to be such a tense race that I'm not sure either one of these women are going to PB, but I think we're getting a little quick to give Melissa the title. And Julien is still so good that I think she has something to say about, where everybody's been ranking Melissa. Obviously, Melissa is deserving of the praise that she's getting, but I'm sure Julien wants to enter the chat.
Yeah. I see where you're coming from with it. I think that she's just I guess before I get into the Julien Alfred and Melissa Jefferson talk, I need to hear about your third person with Tina Clayton coming in third. Why you got her there?
She's been hot, bro. She's been really, really hot the last 2 months. Leading to championships, I think that's one of the biggest things that I weigh into or look into is your performances over the last month or so. Am I seeing you beating certain people? Are you running super fast times? And she's checked that eye test for me as well. So I think she's rolling. And Jamaica takes a lot of pride in their sprints, and I think she knows that. So she's probably going to try to take that carry that, get a medal for Jamaica.
So neither of us have the woman on her retirement tour, Shelly Ann, making it, nor Sha'Carri Richardson in these top three. Why would you say the two of the most popular athletes that are in the women's 100, especially, not making the podium here?
Well, for one, nobody's picking LeBron James to win a championship. LeBron, you've done great your whole career, bro. We're just appreciating the greatness, and we just want to see you play or run one more time. Ja Morant, bro, you got hella talent. We need you to get this shit together, off the court, get your mind together, and then maybe you could contend. Sha'Carri Richardson, you got hella talent. Need you to get your mind together, on the track, off the track, get that shit right. Shelly Ann, you've had an incredible career. We don't think you're gonna win, but we gonna love to watch you on your way out. Those is my A to A, B to B. And they both hella talented women, obviously, but not this year. Not this year.
Okay. I was thinking a similar thing. We were talking about it a little while ago, a couple weeks ago with Shelly Ann, of just the retirement tours are really hard in track and field. It's not. They usually don't end well. There's not a lot of people that have announced they're retiring going into the season, and it's ended the way that you've wanted it to end. It doesn't happen that way. And so because it's such a grueling sport, grueling event. And with Sha'Carri, I want her to do well. I would love for her to win and be in that contention, but I haven't seen anything from her this year that allows me to think that she would turn it around. I mean, right now I'm trying to go and find where she's at from a time perspective for this season. She's 56th in the world right now, in the 100, right next to Minky Bishops and Cameron Dixon. So it's she's not in that position where it's she's where she needs to be. Yeah.
Can you say that one more time? I don't think our viewers heard what place she's in. Where is she ranked?
56th in the world, 1105.
Okay, so maybe not Ja Morant, maybe Kevin Porter Jr.
Well, I'd say talent of that, she's more talented than that, but this year with the off the court antics, I guess you could say, it's leaves some to be desired. Now, if there is anyone though that could turn it around based on a qualifying round and the semifinal round, I think she could do it. If there's someone that could jump from being 56th and having the 56th time in the world to being top 10 time in the world, she could do that. I wouldn't if she was to drop a 9-8 high, I'd be all right, sounds good. But I think for her, if she makes it to the final, I'd be that was a success. That's a really successful season based on where she's been running this year. So if I see get a final performance, I'd be surprised for where she would be.
I agree with what you're saying. I don't expect her to do that, but if it's anybody that could go from bottom of the list to top 10, it would absolutely be her based on talent for sure.
Now, Melissa Jefferson, Julien Alfred. Now we get back to the top two dogs here. It's so you seem to think it's going to be close for between these two for who's going to take this win.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I don't think it's going to be close at all. I think that Melissa Jefferson is going to be putting belt to ass on Julien Alfred, and it's not going to be even close this entire race. Reason why? She has been dominating this entire season. Yes, the race that they had against her, that they both ran against each other, it was close, and it was a very, very, very close race. The one time that they did go up against each other, but she did win. And then every other time she's been going up against every other person here, she's been collecting infinity stones and just beating every single person. And then she's ran an entire 10th faster than everyone else. 10.65 is her best right now. Julien Alfred 10.75. And Julien Alfred did that in June. Melissa Jefferson did that in August. She's been dominating every single race. Like, I don't see a world where she doesn't win, nor where she doesn't just clear the pack right now. Like, yes, Julian's on a different level, and when we get into the 200, I'll get into some of the stuff that I got for that. But I just think like she's just, the gap in between her and everyone else right now is too wide for even Julien Alfred to close, in my opinion.
Okay. We gonna see.
That's it. That's all you got. We gonna see.
Yeah, I don't want to say too much because I feel like you just said very clippable things. Yeah. Very much, yes. And I don't want to say something too clippable or something that might age very, very poorly, because I really have a lot of admiration for Julien in the 100. Like, I think even though she might have a 10th slower this year, I still put her right there with Melissa.
Oh yeah, I've got a lot of admiration for her. She's also one of the top runners that we've got right now in the world, and one of the best that we've had of all time, 100%. But Melissa is just running better right now. She has an objectively better season this year so far. Like, It's not to say that you're not one of the best, but like, she's just right now objectively better. It's like when you see Braun going up against Kobe during like in the 2010s. Like, yeah, Kobe's one of the best players to ever live, 100%. Braun was just better, man. Like, it's hard to. Sorry, like, yes, you're one of the greats, you're one of the best, but Braun's better at this point. So seems like you may not also agree with that point, but
oh no, fuck no, absolutely not. But yeah, it's fine. I get it. I get the point that you're making. I understand.
All right, let's get into the men's 200. What do you got? No.
All right, men's 200. As I open my notes back up, third place, Kenny Bednarek. Second place, Letsile Tebogo. First place, your boy Noah Lyles.
All right. I've got third place, Letsile Tebogo. Second place, Kenny Bednarek, and then first place, Noah Lyles taking home the gold.
So break that down for me. Letsile gets third?
Yeah, I think Letsile gets third. I think right now, and I'm basing this off of a lot of the kind of the mind games. Like, I feel like Letsile Tebogo and Kenny Bednarek both want to beat Noah really bad. Like, especially after that clip that we talked about last week, I think it was, where Letsile was like, "Oh yeah, like, I think that Noah is scared of me and or afraid, and he's more humbled." Like, once you said that, it's like, oh, I think it's over for you right now, bro. Like, that was a terrible terrible thing. And like, of course you saw that quote. He's definitely going to be beating you. And so they're both going to be trying to beat each other, or beat Noah. And with that, I think their races are going to suffer. And just with the consistency that Kenny has had this year in the 200 meters, I think that level of consistency is going to take him above Letsile Tebogo. I think Letsile has more talent. I think he's probably more talented than Kenny is. They're both in the same orbit, but I'd say like he's a little bit younger. I think he's got a higher ceiling of times that he could do. But I think Kenny is obviously a lot more consistent. And when it comes to how that championship can fold out, I think that Kenny's gonna just take the edge over him in that 200 meter. I can't hear you. Can you hear me? Hello?
You hear me now?
No, I can. Yeah.
All right, cool. To answer your question, bro. Wait. Did you ask me a question? Or you just made it.
No, you were asking me why I thought Kenny was going to beat Letsile Tebogo, and so I was telling you. So
my bad, bro. My bad. My shit going out. Just say that one more.
You good? I was saying I was telling you why I thought Kenny was going to beat Letsile because I think he's been more consistent essentially this year.
Okay, that's fair. I'm still going to shoot on top end talent. I think we could, like you said, Tebogo slightly more talented. And I think his vendetta against Noah is slightly less. I think he's going to be less emotionally invested than Kenny is to beat Noah, and maybe a little bit more focused. But yeah, I would take Letsile to clear Kenny.
Okay. I also saw, or I guess for this championship, you see Noah's bringing back the same hairstyle from 2022 when he ran the, what was it, 19.3 or whatever.
I'm gonna zag on this a little bit. In 2022, Noah was maybe 24.
Yeah.
Now you're 28. We're getting older. The hair colors and the theatrics are not necessary. I'm not a fan of dyed hair and nail polish. I mean, Noah, that's my friend, bro. That's my dog. He know how I feel about that shit. Kyrie King know how I feel about that shit. It's not cool, bro. We grown as hell. Express yourself, I guess. But the Super Saiyan hair does not move the needle for me at all.
Throwing it back to the 2022 hairstyle doesn't move the needle for you, huh?
Nothing.
Okay.
I am nothing on the Goku hair or Vegeta hair. I don't know.
All right. Noah, well, we already knew Noah was a hater on that, so I guess that should be that shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. So I guess it makes sense. But so any other like dark horses that you see? I feel like this top three is in my opinion, is fairly solidified for who's going to be winning this. Do you see? Is there anyone else that can crack into this top three?
Yes.
Who?
Alexander Ogando can crack into this top three.
Really?
Yes.
What?
I had not a hard time leaving him off the top three, but when I was coming up with that third place finisher, I was in heavy consideration of putting Alexander Ogando on that list.
Wow. Why? I feel like that's like out of all the names that you were about to say of like who you were going to be potentially, as a potential dark horse, I am very surprised that you're saying Alexander Ogando. What have you seen this year that you like from him?
He beats people. He just goes out there and beats people. I mean, he runs 19.8, maybe he 19.7 PB. But I think Ogando's a competitor. I think he runs a hell of a turn. Quite literally jumps out on his field. So if there were to be a guy, I think he'd be the guy.
Alexander Ogando. Okay. I wouldn't go with him. I think that he's in like 2022. I think that was like one of his best seasons. I think he came in like fourth place or something like that. Fourth, maybe it wasn't that high, but it was pretty good. I'd be surprised to see with him. I think the only other person I think I'd run it back for my 100 pick would be like Zarnell Hughes, maybe like a Jareem Richards potentially. No, you don't think
he's just in the 4.
he's just doing the 4 this year. Okay, whoops, I might have messed that up. So then I'd probably say then Zarnell as someone that I would have there, but I think it's going to be real hard to have any three of those guys like lose their spot.
For sure. I mean, yeah, I agree. That's why I ultimately didn't put Alexander Ogando into my top 3, but he had some mental space there when I was thinking about my list.
All right,
So,
all right.
yeah.
There you go. Up next, let's get into the women's 200. Third place, I have McKenzie Long. Second place, I've got Melissa Jefferson-Wooden. And then first place, Julien Alfred taking home the gold.
Not mad at your third place pick. Not mad at all. I thought about that, but I didn't go with it. Third place, Sharika. Second place, Julien Alfred. First place, Melissa Jefferson.
Okay, so you've got Melissa taking home the double in this, huh?
Yep.
All right, tell me more.
Kind of to refer to your points in the one, bro. She's just been so hot. She's beaten so many people this year, belt to ass, if you will. And I think that momentum after she wins the one is going to carry over to the two. But I still think that Melissa and Julien are just a shoulder ahead of the rest of the field. And I think Sharika is a legend, and I think she'd be right there at third.
Yeah, I see similar things that you had mentioned. I think it's going to be a top two dog race between Julien and Melissa. With Sharika, it's the historics for her of just like we've seen what she's done historically as a top performer, and can she break that out here? She hasn't had as strong of a regular season this year, but she is a championship performer as well, so we could see her, or at least in the 200, like we can see how that pulls out for her. For me, like I like that, like McKenzie Long who was one of the top 3 best times in the world this year, and then just has a bad performance at the championship. Gabby Thomas obviously just beats her. She comes in 4th in USA's. Then now she gets that second life and is back in it. I think that we'll see something good from her, of like similar that I mentioned with TT Terry, of just you were out, you didn't think you were going to be a member of this team, and then boom, next thing you know, there's a tweet coming from Gabby saying she's pulling out of the race, and you've got a second wind, and you're now going as an individual athlete. Like I think that breeds a lot of lighting for her, and I got her coming in. I think she's trying to avenge from her performances last year. I think what place did she come in at the Olympics? Was she 5th or 4th? She came in something like that in the Olympics last year. So I think that she'll have a big comeback and be a medalist here.
Not mad at it, bro. Like I said, I also had her in consideration as well, but it was hard to give her the nod. Yeah.
Well, what time you think we'll see in this? You think we're going to be get a fast time, or what's it looking like for you?
I can't call it. While we were going over it, I was trying to conceptualize what I think this race finishes in. Maybe 21-8.
21-8.
21-8. Yeah.
Okay.
21-80.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. I bet you it's gonna take a personal best from one of these ladies to go through and win. Like I think the energy, because whoever comes in second in the 100 is going to be bringing it in the 200, and it's going to take an even faster race than we probably expect for it to be. I bet you it's going to be 21-7-0 that we'll see. So I know that who was it? Julien Alfred, she ran the 21-7-1 earlier in the year. I bet you it goes there. I don't know if it gets to the sixes yet, but I bet you it's going to be moving for these ladies, and it's going to be those two, and then it's going to be some space, and then it'll be McKenzie. I think they're just going to be putting some crazy times down on this track. I think
I can see it though. I can see it for sure. I mean, shit. 21-71, 21-84 coming in. Yeah, they primed. They ready.
Mm-hmm. So what you got for the men's 400? Where we at?
Oh, good Lord, bro. This race could go 30 different ways. Third place, Jareem Richards. Don't need to say too much. He was 4th in the Olympics last year. Samuel Conga's not having the season he was last year. Quincy Hall's not in the field. So Naturally, I bumped him up one, and he's the fastest guy in the field. 100 meter, 200 meter, he's the fastest guy in the field. Second place, I have Matthew Hudson Smith. Incredible runner, veteran. He can run the 400 17 different ways and still get top 3. He's fast, he's strong, he's a dog. He's shown me everything. But my first place finisher is Jacory Paterson based on the season that he's having. He's run multiple 43s this year. He's stronger than everybody else in the field right now in the last 100 meters, and that's how you win these championship races, is finishing. But I'm not confident in my pick for this one. Like, out of all of my picks for all the events, like, I felt the most uncertainty with picking Jacory to win. And that's not like a hate or a slight. It's just the lack thereof experience in this type of situation. You are the top guy. Like, you are the one that's being hunted. You've been doing hunting for your whole career, basically. So now that he's the guy that's being hunted, I'm really compelled to see how he handles that through 3 rounds. Can he evenly distribute? Because I can think back a couple years ago, Champion Allison, right? Had a hell of an NCAA season, popped his shit at USA's, like a 43-8. And it didn't go the way he necessarily probably would have wanted it to go. Because I think it's hard to keep that momentum and that ball rolling over 400 meters. But Jacory seems to check all the boxes physique-wise, top-end speed-wise, finishing-wise, mindset-wise. So for all those reasons I just mentioned is why I took him to win the race.
Okay. For me, I think a similar thing as what you said. I think there's the most amount of parity in the men's 400, where I think for almost all of the other races, there's a solidified, these are the top 2 or these are the top 3. It's just pick the order that you think it's going to be. Where I think for the men's 400, this is one of the only events where I could also envision a world where there's almost 3 completely different faces that are in this. It's so close. No one has really established themselves as like the clear favorite. Now, yes, Jacory Paterson, in my opinion, yes, is the favorite. But as you mentioned, there's a difference when you're competing as the underdog versus when you're competing as the favorite. There's different expectations and pressures that you have, especially when you go from being an unsponsored athlete to now being Nike, and now you see what all of those things are, stipulations in your contract, and it's like, oh man, if I don't medal, like, I'm getting money taken away. You taking money away from me? Oh shoot, I gotta let me make sure I'm locking in a little bit too much or a little more, and that might change the way that you go about the race.
Mm-hmm.
My top 3 that I've got 3rd place Khaleb McRae,
Okay.
2nd place Matthew Hudson Smith, and then winning it Jacory Paterson. For me, it was hard to keep. Oh my god, I just drew the Jareem Richards. I don't know why I was drawing a blank. It was really hard for me to keep him off. I think it's more of an upset here for Khaleb. I think Jareem is more favorited to be in that top 3 based on his performances last year and everything he's done. But I think crazy things happen in these finals, and I mean, Khaleb, he's shown that he's performed well, obviously, this year, but he doesn't have the same pedigree, I guess I would say, as Jareem. But I think those are going to probably be the top 3 there.
When I was making my list, bro, I kid you not, I typed out Khaleb McRae and I deleted it and put Jareem. He just put 44.6 together in Beijing, maybe today or yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And his race at USA's was probably the most impressive race this year. He didn't win, but he got 3rd out of lane 2, and that is fucking nuts. Like, I ran in lane 2 in a US final at Eugene. That is hard as shit to do. So he definitely has my respect. I've actually been playing 2K with him. Shout out to him. Him and Vernon. But yeah. So Khaleb is definitely would be my dark horse. I think he's a dog. I think he's strong as shit. Chris Bailey, I would put in there as well. Vernon, I would put in there as well. Like, all the American guys can walk away with a medal, I think.
Neither of us have. Can't get his name right, but what's the guy, the world lead? Is he from South
Africa? Oh, Nene.
Yeah.
I had
maybe a non-competitor.
I had him in my mind, but he's been getting his ass kicked like every time he lines up against guys. Like, He'll lose to Jacory. He'll lose to Matt. He'll lose to who else did he lose to? There's another guy. Maybe Chris Bailey. Like he's lost. Yeah, it was Chris Bailey. But he's lost after dropping that world lead. He's lost multiple races after that. So I don't see it.
All right. We'll see.
The South African tracks are only 394 meters, bro. So you gotta be.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. They're running.
We'll come back to that around relay time.
Yeah. All right. Mine for the women's 400. So, third place, I've got Salwa Eid Naser. Second place, I've got Marileidy Paulino, and then Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone taking home the gold in the 400.
All right, let me hear it. Why?
Yeah. Can you? How many women? Not just women. How many athletes can you name that have gone to world championships, Olympics? Let's say 3-4 of them. Yeah, I guess 3, 4, 5 championships, and have come home with gold every single time. Or the only time that they've not won a gold was when they were a high schooler. Oh, no one. Like Sydney McLaughlin only knows how to win at championships. And yes, it's in the 400 hurdles and the 400, the 4x4, but she is a champion at heart. And she wins and wins and wins. That's where she's at her best. And I can't see where she's going to go from an event where it's a sure gold to, let me do something that I'm not gonna also come home with the gold in. She's challenging herself. We're gonna get the best version of Sydney at Tokyo, because she knows that she actually, for the first time in God knows how long, has an actual competitor that she's going up against. She's been just easy wins for her in the 400 hurdles. Now it's no, you got to actually compete. I think we're going to get the best version of her because she's finally being challenged for the first time in a while.
All right. Listen up to my American friends. We love Sydney. We've loved Sydney since 2016, right? When she was in high school, oh my gosh, y'all, Sydney can long jump. Sydney can do the 100 hurdles. Sydney can run the 200. Oh, she could do anything. She's the best athlete in the world. Nobody's better than Sydney McLaughlin. Listen, y'all. Sydney McLaughlin entered this season with the goal, verbally speaking on it. I want to break the American record in the 400. She has been running out of her skin chasing this record. Okay. Salwa Eid Naser and Paulino run the American record for lunch. They open up with the American record. It's a difference between this shit. Sydney will be a dark horse to win. Yes, she has the potential to win. Okay, she does have the potential to win. Based on, the inexperience factor, the surprise factor. She could jump out on her competitors. She probably has the second best top end speed in this field behind Salwa Eid Naser. But I just don't see where she makes this huge jump, the 48 low, to win this race. Because that's what it's going to take to win. 48 low. But I'm not the one to pick on it. I actually picked 4 names for this race because I'm not sure Sydney could beat this 4th athlete, so I had to put her on here because I knew this was going to be a talking point today. 4th, I got Henriette Jaeger from Norway. 3rd, I got Sydney. 2nd, I have Paulino. And 1st, Salwa Eid Naser is going to get her first world championship since 2019 in Doha over 400 meters.
Okay. Why you say that order before I get into your slander of Sydney?
Okay. We spoke on it last week. That last Diamond League final is a big meet. And it says a lot for everybody heading into world championships. And Salwa was able to gap Paulino in a similar way that Paulino has gapped Salwa in the past. But that was that final last laugh between the regular season and the final, where I think Salwa is carrying so much momentum and so much confidence from that I picked her to win. And I've had like a personal bias with her since 2019, ever since I seen her do what she did. So that's my 2 cents.
Okay. Well, I guess also why don't you get your fourth place? What you said, Henrietta?
Oh yeah, so Henriette Yeager. I think this
Yeah.
girl is strong as shit. Like she runs a very maniacal 400. She might like basically lull people to sleep on her backstretch, but probably at the 180, this girl running like, bro, like 180, coming from 180 in is hard to do. Like a lot of people kick at 150, 120, 90 even. They'll push it, far as they can. But I'll see her move from 180 in. And that's like with somebody like that, like that's a dangerous person to have in a final, especially over 400 meters, because she could be in sixth place at that point. But if you carrying that much momentum from 180 in through the line, you're gonna pick some people off. So I think she's gonna be, it's gonna look, you're gonna see her make a difference in the race, I think, in the final.
Okay. So, I mean, for me with the exact I think the reasons that you said that Sydney isn't going to win or isn't going to be the winner, I think is the reasons that she is going to win. The fact that when we talked about just literally a second ago with Jacory Paterson, where it's different when you're the hunter or when you're being hunted versus when you're being hunted versus being the hunter. It's a different type of pressure. This is the exact opposite. Like Jacory Paterson and Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone are the exact opposite right now, where Sydney has been the hunter for her entire career, nearly a decade. She has been the hunter for it within the 400-meter hurdles.
The hunted.
No, Sydney.
Yeah.
Sydney's been hunting.
Who's she been hunting? She's been on top.
Yeah, I guess. Okay, we see it in a different way. I'm saying if you're the hunter, then like you're the top dog, you're the alpha, you've been the favorite. Here, I'll just use this. Fine. She's been the favorite in every race that she's been doing. I think we're just viewing the saying in a different way. She's been the favorite for almost her entire professional career in the 400-meter hurdles. And it's been easy for her for her entire career in the 400-meter hurdles. She's been dominating Femke. And now, for the first time, she is the underdog going into a race. I think that there's a different mindset. You prepare differently, even though she wouldn't say it. Like in all of her interviews, I'm sure she would go, we prepare the exact same way. Nothing changes. Bullshit. No, you prepare differently when you're the underdog and you have two people that they walk what you're trying to run. And I think that there's a different mindset, and we needed that because we needed that get that dog back from Sydney, because we know that she's got it, but she hasn't been tested in a while. And I think now she's finally been tested. One big reason I'm really upset that we didn't get the final what's it called? Grand Slam race in LA was because she was going to run the 400 against these women in that race. She was going to go up against Salwa Eid Naser and Paulino at that race. And so that's one reason I was super upset that we didn't get it, because I was like, dang, we could have got a preview to see how she was actually going to do here. But obviously that didn't happen. So that's why I got Sydney, because she's going to be it's different when you're the underdog, man.
All right. This is a very unfair point that I'm going to put up, and I know it's very unfair and it's very radical.
Okay.
The last time Sydney was the underdog was when?
I would say, like at a championship we're talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Probably 2019 when she was going up against when Dalia Muhammad won the 400-meter hurdles world champ. I would say that's probably the last time that she was like really an underdog.
When was Sydney's first world championship? Was it 2019 or was it 2017?
It might have been 20. I might be mixing the 2017, 2019. So yeah, because I think she did win in Doha in 2019. Because yeah, it was right after college, I guess. And so that I guess it might have been 2017. It was one of those. That one, the one that Dalia Muhammad won the championship. That's her. That was the last time she was an underdog.
So I was going to go back all the way to Rio.
Oh, okay.
But you could go probably 2017 as well. But I said it's unfair because she was so young. But basically, the last time she was the underdog, she didn't make the final. That's basically, or maybe she made the final, but she didn't make the podium. So that was like my unfair cherry picking stat to combat what you were saying. But obviously, like, I don't want to slight Sydney more than I already have. I put her in medal contention. I think she can win potentially, based on her talent, but that's not my pick.
Okay. All right. How about head on next to the short hurdles, the men's 110 hurdles. Who do you got, Noah?
Kind of nervous, bro. I got Grant third. I got Rashid Murataki second. And I have Cordell Tinch getting his first world championship.
Wow.
Yeah.
Grant third. All right. I've got Sasha Zahoya coming in third place. I've got Grant Holloway coming in second, and then Cordell Tinch bringing home the gold. Grant gonna slide all the way to third?
Bro, he might get fourth.
Whoa. He might get let's hear about it.
He might get fourth, bro, because Jacoby Tharp ain't no punk neither now. I believe, let me look at the rankings. I believe Jacoby Tharp also comes in with a faster time than Grant. Now, Grant, obviously, I gave him the nod because of his experience and everything. And I think Jacoby be folding a little bit. But yeah, like Rashid Murataki, that boy ran 12.9 2 weeks ago. He's ready. Cordell Tinch, 12.87 this year. He's ready. Diamond League champ. He's ready. Sasha even 13.06. He's ready. I'm scrolling. I'm still scrolling. Number 13 in the world, Grant Holloway, 13.11 with 1+1 win. Ran it back in June. I don't know. I'm being dramatic, but hey, it's facts. Facts is facts.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. You're not completely wrong. I mean, I'm picking Grant in second because of his champion, like because of the pedigree that he has. And maybe this is worth talking about at the end of the season. But I'm thinking the number of championships, world championships that we've had in a row is starting to get to some of these athletes. I mean, look at the amount of injuries and people that have pulled out or haven't been performing at a top rate right now. And this is the first time that we've had a championship every year since 2021. It's 2021, 22, 23, 24, and 25. We've had 5 straight years. We haven't had that before. And look at all the people that are just starting to either be injured or weren't competing at their absolute best right now. I mean, you had Noah, you had Grant, you had Aaliyah Hobbs pulling out, Gabby Thomas that's pulling out. Jakob Ingebrigtsen hadn't been performing. Like, so there's something to look into of, all right, like maybe trainings or things got to look differently if you have in these number of races. But I think just like I can't pick Grant to come in third place, man. Like, when's the last time that Grant has came in third place in a championship?
Probably like 2014 New Balance Nationals or something.
Yeah, like Grant doesn't come in third place. Like second place, maybe at the world at championships, maybe. Like legitimately, I gotta like. I'm sure somebody in the comments will have like, I can't believe you didn't know about the 2013 New Balance indoor pentathlon, which is legitimate. Right. He actually did do, which he might have actually came in third place in that. Like that's what it's gonna be. Like that's how crazy you got to go back. So it's like. So why now? Why would he now decide like come in third place?
Why now? What have you done for me lately? That's why. What have you done for me lately? Jacoby Tharp, nipping at the heels. Sasha Zahoya, nipping at the heels. My boy, hold on. Let me get your name right, brother. And he's on home turf. Rashid Murataki, he's coming to put belt to y'all. Y'all better watch out. You too, Cordell. Don't get too comfortable up there in the front now. Hey, Cordell might be the one. Like, he might be the new face in the hurdles, bro.
Face of the hurdles. So
he might be the new face of the hurdles, bro. This is his first opportunity to really like start to make that conversation a thing. He go out there and run 12.85 and win a world championship. Like, you already 0.06 off of Grant's best time ever. right? He's probably four years younger than Grant. After this, if he could go out there and run 1285, 12 sub 90. If you go out there and run sub 1290, there will be a legitimate conversation for Cordell Tinch being the new face of the hurdles, short hurdles.
Man, I don't know about all that. Like, I think that just winning one world championship at 1285 in 12.8s, I don't think that's going to be, oh, you're the face of an entire event because you won one championship here. Like, we've seen other athletes that have won championships that haven't been the face of something. Like Julien Alfred, was she the face? Would you say she's the face of the short sprints for women after she won even the Olympic gold? Like, she still wasn't the face of it.
I think she was. Last year.
Jacory Richardson's was a much bigger face of the sprints. Are you kidding me?
Culturally, maybe, but I think when we think about when we think about the 100, we're not. I don't think we're thinking about Jacory like we're thinking about Julien.
Maybe right now.
Yeah, right now.
But
yes, I would say like culturally, pop culture wise, I think Jacory is definitely the face of the 100.
So you're talking about culturally, or like he's like Cordell will culturally be the face, like the face of short hurdles, or he would be just like from an like from a, oh, this is the new dog.
Yeah, from like a he knows ball perspective.
Okay.
If Cordell were to knock Grant off and do something legendary as far as the time goes, maybe I won't say he'll be the new face, but his name would definitely be entered in the chat. I think he would be in different conversations than he currently is in if he can knock Grant off. Maybe I got ahead of myself with my vernacular there.
I see that, where I think that he'll be in a new like era or a new area, but I also think that there will be a lot of the naysayers and other people will go, yeah, you only beat Grant because he was hurt. Like that's the only reason that you beat him. Just like a lot of people, rightfully so or wrongfully so, say the only reason that Letsile Tebogo beat Noah in the 200 last year was because he had COVID. And so it's like, are you the king of the 200 meters now because you're the Olympic champion? No, neither of us even had him winning.
But bro, he put the crown on. Remember, he did the crown.
Oh yeah, he did the.
Yeah,
he did that. It's official. It's official now. So I think it's like there will be you won because the other guy wasn't at his best, which he can't control. Like Cordell can't control how Grant is. But I feel there will be a lot of people that will say that.
Now, there probably will. But if Cordell go out there and run 9 or 1279, I don't want to hear shit now. I don't want to hear now. If he could go out there and do something like that, world record type shit.
Yeah, that's different.
Different.
I think if he puts like a time together that we haven't even seen Grant do, then yes, you're in a different ball game. Now, I will definitely want to see it next, like another year. I guess this is his first full year as a pro, because like he was doing one where coming out of college, and so this is the first full season. I think we see things differently when that's the case. So I'd like to see that. But hopefully it'll be good, man. It'll be a good race. So all right, let's get into Noah's favorite event, the women's short hurdles. For me, coming in third place, I've got Ackera Nugent in third. I've got Grace Stark coming in second, and then Masai Russell bringing home the gold again.
Close, very close top three. I was in close consideration with putting Ackera on there. I think her talent is undeniable. Bit of an inconsistent runner come championship time, and I don't love that out of her. So I decided to go with Nadine Visser from the Netherlands, third. Grace Stark second. Masai Russell first.
Okay. So we both, I think, what it sounds like, I mean, Masai Russell has just been also the championship competitor. She's now expanded it from just competing very well at championships. I mean, just like regular season, it's been a challenge, especially in an event that is so, there's so many of the best runners of all. Like we have, like neither of us have the world record holder, Toby in the top three here, which I think goes to show because she broke that in 2022,
23 maybe 22, 23. Yeah.
I know she originally did. Actually, that was the first ever world record that I ever seen live. It was the semifinal of the 2022 World Championship. That was really, really cool to see. But like, so you have some of the best women to ever perform in this space in the world competing right now, and she's shown to be dominant still, which is extremely impressive there.
Yeah, shout out to Masai, bro. She, I guess, is stamping herself as the face of short sprints after winning the Olympic title, and now she can back that up. Obviously, a dominant regular season. Now she can stamp that with another world title. It's looking good from Masai. She's only like 25, 24, so she's got a lot of time.
Yeah, she's definitely putting herself as, hey, I'm the face of these hurdling events, and I wouldn't be too surprised if she continues and wins here. Like, it's only going to continue. I love Grace Stark's story, the comeback from her injury, so hopefully she'll be able to continue that here. And yeah, like you said, I think Ackera Nugent's been very up and down with inconsistent, and so it's essentially putting a bet that today is going to be her up that we see from her. I mean, yeah, there are a lot of other top women that are in there, but I'd say two of the other biggest competitors with why am I drawing a blank? Tia Jones being out and Tobi Amusan just not quite being there, and we haven't seen why am I drawing a blank on her name, from Puerto Rico? She went to Kentucky.
Oh, Jasmine Camacho Quinn.
Quinn hasn't quite been, what we know her to be. I think there's an opening for her to get that third place performance here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. All right, going to the men's 400-meter hurdles. Noah, who do you have here?
Third place, Alison Dos Santos. Second place, Rye Benjamin. First place, Carson Warholm.
All right. So, surprise, same top three for me. I've got Carson Warholm third, Alison Dos Santos second, Rye Benjamin coming in first. Like, this event has the least amount of parity ever over the course of the last since 2021. Really, it's like I'm getting bored of it at this point. I need to see somebody else step up. I need Caleb Dean to get up in here where he can be going through and putting some of these times where you're getting top three. I know obviously in 2022, I think it was when we had Trevor Bassett medal because Carson Warholm was injured that year. That's great, but it's just these three. And in my opinion, you can just put the names in a hat and draw who you be, and that's you might get it at this point.
I am not mad at any order with those three guys. Allison can win, Rye can win, Carson can win. Clement Ducos can't win, Yeah. So it's just those three guys at the top of the world, bro. I picked Carson. I think he's just a fucking dog, and I don't bet against him. So yeah, that's why I went with what I went with.
Yeah, there's not much to talk about for that top three. Like, it could be whatever argument that you would have for, this is why I think Carson would be like, yeah, sure, bro. Like, cool. Then this is why I think Rod be like, yeah, all right. They've all won. They've all come in all three of those positions at some point together. So it's now, if you had said something like, yeah, Clement is going to have it. All right, now we got to talk about this a little bit, but nobody's doing that. So except for maybe the family friends of Clement. He might be the only one that has him winning. So
the only thing that's up for debate here, I think, in the four hurdles is will this be a world record? Are we on world record watch?
I don't think so. I mean, we haven't seen that in a little while now. When was the last time that they broke it? Was it in 2022? Like, it's been a few years. Because they were like a long stretch where it was like almost every time they were hitting the track, there was world record. And once you keep doing that, eventually it gets to a very, very fast time where now you've got to be on your P's and Q's to beat that. I don't think that they're at that point right now, but I could be surprised. Like, you put these three guys right next to each other on the track, they're lane 6, 5, 6, 7. Like, I'm sure that you're going to get, a really fantastic race here, but I don't know. I don't have it as a world record watch right now.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah. On the women's side, I'd say for me, third place, I've got Anna Cockrell. Second place on her retirement tour, Dalia Muhammad, and then Femke Bol, who is going to win by like 50 meters.
Same top three, slightly different order. I took Dalila third, Anna second, and Femke first. Dalila Muhammad is one of my favorite athletes ever. Been a fan since I was in high school. So, to see her go out with a medal, whether it be silver, bronze, or gold, I'm delighted with that.
Yeah, I think that she'll be able. I was surprised that she made the team originally.
Yeah.
Like I thought that she wasn't going to make it, because I thought it's just like we said with Shelly Ann Fraser Price, like retirement tours are really hard to do. But if there is an event to having a retirement tour, like and a time to do that, right now in the women's 400 hurdles, when you got Sydney McLaughlin not competing in it, like this is when you have a chance to do it. I think Jasmine Jones though is still going to be another really hard person for her to take down. But I think that experience and the fact that she was even surprised, like, oh crap, like I made this team, like I knew this was going to be a dogfight, really hard to do. I think it gives a second wind, and the experience will take her over and get her on that podium there.
Yeah, bro. All the best to Dalila, man.
Yeah, so I love to see it, and we'll see how we close out there. Femke Bol, I was gonna say, do you think she even comes close to any times that Sydney was putting up?
So I was actually thinking where this could finish. I would say, I just put a random number. This could be the third fastest time ever ran.
Okay, I could see something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, like. But also, it's going to be hard when she'll have to get out really fast because she's not going to have any competitors on the last 300 meters. Not 300, sorry, the last 100 meters. She's not going to have anyone competing against her. So she's going to have to, like, hey, let me make up the stagger on the person in lane 8 and I'm in lane 5 within the first 100 meters. Like, that's like, in order to make it competitive, she's going to have to really, really get out there. Cool. Let's get into the 4x1. Who do you have for the men's 4x1?
Oh man, bro, this was tough. Third place Canada, second place Jamaica, first place USA.
All right. See, I would love for that to be what we have, but I don't have that. I have got third place Japan, second place Canada, first place South Africa. I don't think the US is going to make it on the podium this year. I just don't see it.
Care to elaborate?
Oh, I thought you were going to ask a question. Like, tell me more. Yeah, I'll elaborate. We don't like USA, the US men. We have had problems every single freaking year on these dang 4x1s. All the time. We always have issues. And it comes to a point where when am I the fool for picking USA to win the 4x1 and it's no longer Team USA's problem? It's like, if you tell me who you are once and I don't believe you, that's something. But if you show me who you are every single year, whether it's with the same people or not, it doesn't matter. Then it becomes my fault for picking you. And that's where we're at right now. I also saw I had made this pick before this morning, but I even saw the handoffs from some clips that they're doing in training. They look terrible. It's not like we're going to have a problem. And I hate to say it because we are the most talented 4x1 team, but that has been our Achilles heel, the fact that we have too much talent. And so we're going to mess up and find a way to screw it up. What do you got?
There's one difference between in the past 6 years when the U.S. wins and when the U.S. doesn't win. There's only one variable.
I know what you're going to say. It's when you have Noah Lyles on the anchor. But it doesn't matter if the baton doesn't get to Noah, because last year at the Olympics, the baton was messed up in the first handoff. You go back to 2021, the baton was messed up in between Kenny and Ronnie Baker. Like, so you know what the differences are? The differences are if it doesn't get to him, which I don't know if it gets to him.
So I guess there's two variables. Because Noah, I don't believe he was on either 2021 or I know he wasn't on last year.
2021 was the prelims, and Same with the Olympic
Because
one. So
the Olympics, he wasn't going to run in no way because the COVID thing.
yeah,
But
it was Christian Coleman to Kenny Bednarek
Kenny
was
Bednarek.
the mess up baton.
So there's one common denominator. It's K-Spice. So if we get K-Spice out of there and we keep Noah in there and just sub like Courtney Lindsay, hey, sub Kyrie King. What do we lose? First place. I get it. I understand logic and reason. And there's not much logic and reason with picking USA in the 4x1. I get that. But Noah, man, he doesn't lose in that race. Like, he doesn't lose when if Noah gets the baton. If Noah gets a baton, let me preface that. If he gets a baton, we win.
And you see, that's a big if, though.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. The fact that the best sprinting country in the world, it's based on if you get the baton. Now, I'm also interested because there's a new coach this year, because we changed out coaching people. So I'm wondering, how does that change? But I don't know, man. I saw them handoffs this morning that they were doing, and then things didn't look good. Or I guess yesterday when I saw it when this comes out, and it didn't look good. You know who's due? Canada. Why? Because they've had the same team for literally a decade. You know who's else has looked good? Japan, because they're just technical with it the entire time. They don't mess up. And South Africa, I think, is slept on, man.
Yeah.
They got a team of dogs out there. I think that they're probably the biggest slept on race, the biggest slept on nation in these 4x1s of you look at who they got with Balauza, Simbine, Maswanganye, they got some some players out there, man. So I think it's going they going to give some people a run for their money.
So I had South Africa in consideration in my brain, and two guys on that team are two guys that do not fare well in finals. Akani Simbine and Sean Maswanganye. Neither of them ever bring their best in the final. Maybe a relay would be different, but for that reason, I just left them off. Maybe chemistry is good, and I wouldn't be surprised if they medal though. But I thought that was a good pick. But I just wanted to put my 2 cents on it.
Yeah, I mean, they came in, what was it, second place last year, right?
Was it second?
Yeah, they came in. I'm pretty sure it was second because it was
they did medal. Yeah, they did.
Yeah, so I think they can, they've shown that they can do it, that they can be in that contention there, and I think they're slept on, man. I think they're slept on, but I guess we'll see. For the women 4x1, I've got third place Great Britain. Second place, I have Jamaica. And then the USA women, not only are the USA women going to win, they're going to break the world record in the 4x1. I think that it's not even going to be remotely close for them.
I'll second that take. But third place, Germany. Second place, Great Britain. First place, USA with a world record.
Dang, Jamaica off the podium? So you're going to pick Tina Clayton to medal in the 100. You're then going to pick Sharika Jackson to medal in the 200. But they're still somehow not going to be able to put together 4 good legs in the 4x1?
Nope.
How's Germany going to be putting belt to Jamaica? This is bizarre to me.
Your reasoning for Japan is my reasoning for Germany. Is very fluid baton passes, 11-0 athletes, multiple 11-0 athletes in the same team for multiple years. I think maybe they got a bronze last year. Maybe they didn't medal last year. I might be confusing the Olympics with European championships, but they got a medal at one of the two. They got a hell of a third leg, hell of an anchor. And I think they're gonna get a medal, man. They're gonna get third. But I wouldn't be surprised if Jamaica got a medal.
Okay. It sounds like, so for both of us, we got the world USA taking the world record. I think if the USA women's 4x1 doesn't break the world record, then I'd say it's a failure for them, because their 4 women are faster than the 4 women that the USA had when they broke the world record. On top of that, they also, in theory, should have better chemistry, because they're all training together as well, and they should know each other better than anyone else would. So if they don't break it, I'd say that's a failure of where they could be and where they should be for this 4x1. So what do you have for the? I guess the order, especially since Gabby's now out, we probably have the same order. Unless I guess maybe that second leg one leg could potentially be different. I mean, I guess so. You have Melissa Jefferson starting, and do you have Kayla White on second, or do you have maybe it's TT Terry on second, Kayla White third, and then Jacory Richardson fourth, or what do you have for this order?
I would do it a little different
Okay.
personally. My pop off is the hardest leg because I want to anchor Melissa.
Okay.
I don't want Melissa to run pop off. I want to anchor her. So with that, I would have to make some adjustments in my order. But for time's sake, because I can't think, I'll still pop off Melissa. I'll run Kayla on second leg. I'll run TT on third leg, and I'll run McKenzie on anchor.
Whoa, so Jacory just not even on the 4x1.
No.
Interesting. And so you put McKenzie Long on anchor before you would put Melissa Jefferson on anchor?
Not really, but I guess the structure of the race and like Melissa has been the pop off now for a while, so I'll just keep her there. I mean, the only thing that really got to change is Jacory for real.
I don't think that there's a world where, so I think that it makes sense. Like I'd say it, like Jacory being on anchor or being on this 4x1 does not actually make sense unless she does like something incredible in the 100 in this race, because everything she's done right now, like we said, she's 50th in the world, but I don't see a world where she's not on this 4x1 for like political reasons, essentially.
What if she runs 11-4 in the first round?
I think that they're gonna find a way to like have her be on it. Like Dennis Mitchell, like she's gonna be like, no, we're putting her on it. We've got better chemistry. It's not just about the time; it's about what you can do. I don't see a world where she doesn't go on. Now, yeah, sure. If she runs, it's like, what if she runs a 12s flat 100? Like, okay, maybe, but like I think with how she's performed, up to here, like it's like I don't know how they're gonna take her off. But then with that, like it's not the right move in my opinion. But then, like you say, I'd rather have Melissa anchoring. But we've literally never seen Jacory Richardson hand off a baton since I don't know, maybe like her sophomore year of high school. Like she's never not been anchor. She's always been anchor. And like that's another thing of like I get really nervous seeing people that don't usually hand off the baton. You know, the last time that I said this exact same thing when we had Fred Curley running second leg, I was like, right after his very first time being in the 4x1, I was like, this guy, we have never seen him hand off a baton in a long time. And now you're going to have him be second. And it was a terrible handoff between him and Ronnie Baker. So I think it gets really dicey when you start mixing those things up a little bit. So, I mean, I guess I'm interested to see who they're going to have her on it or not. Like, because she's not deserving of it. But I wouldn't be surprised if they put her on it anyway. All right. So we'll wrap things up with the 4x4. Noah, who do you have for the men's 4x4 here?
Men's 4x4. Third place, South Africa. Second place, USA. First place, Botswana.
So that was the exact same debate that I was having with myself. I had South Africa third. I eventually then put Botswana second and then USA first. But I was up until like this morning, I was debating, do we put Botswana? Are they going to take home the win or are they going to be in second place? Like the way that they ran down, that he was running down Rai Benjamin last year, like that made me really think like, hey, there is a good shot that this doesn't look the same. I'm keeping like, and especially I think this year, I mean, I'm talking myself out of my pick right now, but like this is a weaker Team USA team. Like this is not a strong 4x4 and they still got the same guys. Like, who's going to be on this 4x4, man? Like, legitimate. Like, it's Rai Benjamin, Jacory Paterson. Who do you have then next? Maybe Vernon and like
Chris Bailey, probably.
Chris Bailey. That's
Bryce
not a
Edwards.
strong. You know what? I'm changing my pick right now. Like now that I think about it, yeah, Botswana's going to win. Shoot, South Africa might even get
win.
it.
Yeah.
Like the more that I think about it, this is probably the weakest 4x4 team that USA has sent for an outdoor championship in a while. Yeah, now that I'm like really thinking about it, they're USA. They're the underdogs, I think, for the first time ever in like a four. Like this is gonna be tough for them.
So when I made my list, like actually on my notes, it has USA first. And I had to like ask myself, like, no, are you just being biased right now? Like who's better than Indori? Who's better than
Tebogo? Yeah.
Jacory Paterson is a hell of an athlete, but bro, you're about to run 400 meter final or 400 meter rounds that you've never done. Never done that. Chris Bailey, you're about to run 400 meter finals. Khaleb McRae, you're about to run 400 meter finals, which you've never done that. Obviously, we have Vernon there. We have Bryce there in a relay pool. So those guys are veterans who are gold medalists with tons of experience. But it just doesn't feel right. Like we don't have a Norman in the field. We don't have a Quincy Hall. Although he didn't run it last year, but it just doesn't feel right.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. Like we're not sending a extremely strong team. We're sent like the only person that is that's definitely the strongest competitor right now is Rye. That's going to be on there. He's done this, like he knows what it is. But other than that, like people are injured, they're not running at their best, or this is going to be their first time ever doing this. Like I guess Vernon is going to be, the other veteran on this group, but like even him, like on the finals of things, it's still he doesn't get into the finals here as often, and so yeah, I think we're vulnerable this year. And the same thing here. Like I have USA as number one, and then as I'm talking through it, I'm like, nah, this doesn't sound like it, man. It's going to be a tough year for us. It's going to be tough.
Glad we told the truth to ourselves just now.
Yeah. And then US to final things off, the women's 4x4. I've got third place Netherlands, second place Great Britain, and then USA coming home with the gold.
Couldn't have said it better myself, bro. I had Netherlands third, GB second, USA first.
Yeah, I think Femke Bol, like she's been dominating or bringing that team to fruition, getting them involved in the mix. And I think just USA is too strong. Like where the men, they're not sending a great team. I think the women are going to be sending like pretty dominant team. So it's going to be tough to do them. But yeah, you got some
dark horse for the men's 4x4. Great Britain.
All right, yeah, I think I could see them sliding in there a little bit.
Yeah, with the Charlie Dobson thing, it's very compelling. That he can run.
I was thinking also Belgium potentially. That's where Alexander Doom is. Yeah, I think they can always potentially put something in there. So we'll see. I think that will be hard to get out that top three, but it'll be good. It'll be good.
Yeah.
Any other things before we the official solidification of our world's predictions?
I don't have a prediction for the men's 800, but outside of the women's 100, I think I'm second most excited to watch this men's 800. I'm pulling for Donovan Brazier like so hard, bro. Like I just want him to do his good. I don't know if he'll win. Like the Kenyan dude is fucking nuts, but I really hope Donovan can do well here.
If Donovan wins in his first championship back, that'd be crazy.
Insane, bro.
I love that for him. So hopefully he does. That'd be awesome. But awesome, man. Well, World Championships happening in just a few days here. So go get in. Tell us what your predictions are, where we were right, where we were wrong. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. See you later. Peace.